ways away from that as time went on, and sometimes our field has discouraged us from incorporating spirituality because I think of some legitimate concerns and some misunderstandings. That you know, when in my training, I had several experiences. Now I'm up there in age, so it's a long time ago. But I was either told nothing about spirituality in some of my training, they just didn't cover it, or I was discouraged in some of my training or supervision, saying, do not bring religion, spirituality into your work. You'll be imposing this on people. That's not appropriate for this agency, or whatever it may be. And I suspect, because I've done this poll, that some of you had the same kind of experience. Either you've had some negative kind of messages, or just it wasn't covered in your training. Some of you have had really good training in it. That's partly why you're here. It brought you here, right, this idea. But I think there are a bunch of blocks, so let's just take care of those, and then we'll move on to how do you do this, because I think I've found a way to make it accessible without imposing it on people. First, I think Freud had a negative attitude towards religion. His father was very religious, maybe had a couple of father issues, who knows, but he rejected his father's religious approach and went into the more rational and scientific in a certain way, and he considered, I love this quotation, that religions are all illusions, fulfillments of the oldest and strongest and most urgent wishes of mankind, and religion is the universal obsessional neurosis of humanity. So not exactly the most positive view of spirituality or religion. So that started us out because he was, you know, the very influential first major therapist. And I think that legacy, along with, you know, we had a fear of imposing our values and beliefs on people from our training sometimes, and some religious biases that bias us away from traumas, that bias us away from it. It turns out that therapists, as a group, have been much more traumatized and have lower religious levels of religious and spiritual beliefs than the general public. I think another one that happened was behaviorism in the black box. We just decided at a certain point in the 20s or 30s, look, you can't tell what's inside people, so just ignore that stuff. Go for inputs and outputs. And so those confluences of Freud and behaviorism. I think the last one, though, is we didn't have a good technology to bring spirituality into our work in a non-impositional way. And so that's what I hope to do today.